Hello, and welcome to SquishiVision, where I'm about to react to the Mandalorian Season 3 official trailer. So I think we had a teaser before, but this is the official trailer for the Mandalorian, which is probably, I don't know, I don't know, I feel like the hype for the Mandalorian has kind of died down. When the first two seasons hit, it was pretty much the only kind of Star Wars content that we were getting, especially outside of the movies. And obviously, the first one was kind of a massive hit that surprised everyone, and kind of was like the first real, my kitten is bothering my older cat by stepping onto him while he's trying to sleep, and she's being very deliberate about it. So that's kind of distracting. I'm trying to concentrate on this, but I kind of want to see how a dynamic plays out. Sorry, what was I saying? Yeah, so obviously as the Mandalorian kind of hit, it was relatively like no one was expecting it to be that good, and that was that good. Then season 2 hit, and that was pretty much like university praise. I think the main criticisms were that the plots were very what do you call it, side questy, but that was same for season 1 as well. And then we've had the Book of Boba Fett, and I don't know if the Book of Boba Fett's kind of soured people to the Mandalorian, or maybe it's made them even more like excited for it to come back, because, well, the best parts of the Book of Boba Fett were the Mandalorian side quests. So yeah, there's also so this season there is more of a clear directive of what's going to happen, I guess. I mean, I was always kind of hoping that we were gonna have a season of Mandalorian which wasn't focused around Mandalorian's relationship with Grogu. I wanted to see kind of what the character was about beyond that dynamic. I thought it had run its course and we could still go back and revisit it, but I felt we needed some space away from it. And we had a bunch of kind of setups given to us in both the season 2 of the Mandalorian and initially in the cutaways in the Book of Boba Fett, which set up the kind of Mandalorian Din Djarin kind of redeeming himself, exploring what happened to I just want to. I have to film this because it's too cute. And now River's very annoying. Sorry. So, yeah, I thought we had like a nice setup for an alternative way that season 3 could go, which didn't involve Grogu and involved exploring more Mandalorian culture and exploring kind of Din Djarin's redemption. But then we brought Grogu back, and I guess we're now continuing that. But maybe it'll still be good. I mean, I think we're still doing the stuff I'm hoping we were going to do, which is Grogu as part of that. Anyway, without really further ado, let's give this trailer a watch, shall we?
Our people are...
Oh, hang on. I should probably kill the music. Alright, let's go.
Our people are scattered, like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for? Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way, you'll never be lost. I'm going to Mandalore. so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
There's something dangerous happening out there. And by the time it becomes big enough for you to act, it'll be too late.
Hang on, kid. This is the way.
Definitely some interesting things to kind of delve into there. So let's go into it. I mean, we have the very obvious volume background here, but hey, that's not a complaint. It looks good. But I think it's after a couple of years. What's up, Lily? After a couple of years, we've kind of got to the point where we understand what the volume, like skyline, has a very distinct kind of pastel look to it. Can I help you? Ruin everything.
Our people are scattered.
I feel like this monologue is maybe it's a mix. I think some of it's to other Mandalorians, but some of it's probably to Grogu, teaching him what Mandalorian culture is about. But the Paradise, and maybe to an extent delivering on delivering on a promise here of seeing more of the Mandalorian culture. So obviously hopefully I think we're going to be exploring and traveling around and seeing more kind of sects of Mandalore.
Like stars in the galaxy. What are we? What do we stand for?
And there's also kind of an evolution for Din Djarin from someone who believed in Mandalorian ideology because it was all he kind of knew, and he believed in a very kind of theoretical side of it because he didn't really interact with many of the Mandalorians outside of his own kind of sphere. Growing from that into the one who's more engaged with the politics of the wider Mandalorian sphere, because before he met the Night Owls, he wasn't really aware of kind of the wider political variations and ramifications of Mandalore in the bigger wider universe. He kind of, it was more internalized and more segregated for him. And this is his kind of movement towards that, someone who's actually much more of a politically invested figure. That's a nice kind of shift of the character to see.
Being a Mandalorian's not just learning about how to fight. You also have to know how to navigate the galaxy. That way.
Here we see, I forget what the name of the village is, but a much more rebuilt version of the place that we originally saw Mando.
You'll never be lost.
And we have one of these, I forget what they're called again, monkey things. I'm just going to type monkey things Star Wars and see what comes up. Monkey lizard, that's it, a Kowakian monkey lizard. It's nice to see it kind of throwback to classic Star Wars. And here we see Grief Karga, again, kind of the mayor, the what's was it mayor? What was the title? He gave himself, but you know, the leader of this settlement, it's kind of prospering, and you know, he's still doing very well. He's got a protocol droid. people are like dancing and having like jubilations in the background. They're still friends, which is great because he betrayed him in the first season. As someone pointed out in the background, we've got a statue of the the IG-11 stomping on Stormtrooper heads, kind of a testimony to his bravery and commitment to Grogu in the first season. So that's kind of cute because I think that was very much a fan favorite character. I think that this is probably this more sour flying scene is when he goes to Mandalore for the first time, because I think that matches the shot from the teaser, and there's a lot of kind of shots of them flying in their ship in this trailer, so it's much like the other two seasons. It's gonna be, I assume there's gonna be a lot of hopping between settings. So I originally thought that this interaction between the armorer and Din Djarin was just archival footage from the previous season or even from Boba Fett, but the fact that it's like, I mean, maybe it still is.
I'm going to Mandalore so that I may be forgiven for my transgressions.
So that seems like he's singing it to the armorer, so maybe he goes back and visits her one last time before he goes back to before he does visit Mandalore. But it seems odd that he would do that, because it seems, I feel like if you get the way the armorer left it and the kind of very much the hostility that has grown between her and him because of what he did, I don't think that's something you would really go back, you'd really go back to, if that makes sense. Like, if you get what I'm saying, it seems odd for us, but that you would go back to that rather than just go on the mission. But I get, maybe there's a reason for it, maybe they don't. But here we see Mandalore, a ruined Mandalore, which is again very depressing to see, because in the previous kind of iterations that we've seen we've seen it intact in the Clone Wars and maybe in Rebels, I can't remember. This is obviously after it being kind of destroyed. This might very well be the first part of the first shot scene of the season, because I think last time we left, no, actually we did see Din Djarin leave Tatooine at the end of the Book of Boba Fett, so I guess he goes back for another reason. Oh, I mean, he's got, I swear, so there's a droid in the components, so yeah, this must be a different part. Because obviously they retrofitted the droid socket of the ship and made it an extra passenger compartment, so they must have undone that so he could put a droid in there. And I wonder why that is. I wonder why he decides that he needs a droid. It's interesting. It's a bit kind of like reversal of a minor plot beat of the last season, which is something they kind of do often, but I'm sure there's a good enough reason for it.
May the Force be with you!
This is the way.
March the 1st, so 2.5 months.
Something dangerous happening out there.
And this looks like Coruscant, which we have seen recently. We've seen it in Andor, but as one of the kind of very key prequel planets, it's great to see more of it in kind of present Star Wars continuity. That's the Doctor who experimented on Grogu, so obviously the whole experimentation with Grogu is going to be continuing plot, continuing mystery. Obviously a lot of people speculating that they used Grogu's blood so that they could experiment cloning Force sensitive beings that would lead up to kind of bringing back Palpatine.
And by the time it becomes big enough,
And then here's the kind of the Republic, or the New Republic general
for you to act,
being like, there's a bigger thing going on, you need to be involved in the bigger picture kind of deal, which is kind of the whole ongoing thing.
it'll be too late.
and some more flashbacks to Order 66. We're gonna see more of how Grogu escaped, who rescued them. Obviously, that's the kind of mystery that hasn't been solved. There's a lot of it's delving into a lot of mysteries here that haven't been solved. And maybe this is why they go. Maybe they actually go to Coruscant and to the Jedi, to the Jedi Temple. My cats are fighting. To the Jedi. Children. I think Rivers telling Lily off for disturbing his sleep. I wonder if they go back to Coruscant, they go back to Jedi Temple, and this is how they get kind of these answers and these flashbacks. And here we see a bunch of TIE fighters, and they don't appear. Like, that's not... Yeah, that's not the Naboo starfighter that Din Djarin is now driving. It's another ship completely, so I wonder if that's someone else. I think I think it might be Mandalorian starfighter, so I wonder if this is like just another like different character entirely, but obviously the trailer would have you think it's Mando by the shot, but either he borrows another ship or this is a different character in a different scene. Here we're in a bar for droids, and it's cute because there's B1 battle droids, which I don't think we've actually seen in live action for a long time. Obviously they've been in animated shows, but I think this is the first time in live action we've seen them. And it's a bit weird seeing. It's the same way that when we saw the B2 battle droids in the first season. It's weird seeing him in this different kind of cinematography in this lens versus the way that they appeared in the films originally. Yeah, like that's kind of it stands out, but this is funny. Like they're all kind of trying to look, and I think I don't know, maybe Mandalorian's pretending to be a droid, or he's forcing his way into a droid-only bar, and he's getting that kind of these glances from everyone else, and that's a kind of cute sentiment considering how we know Mandalorian feels about droids.
This is the way.
And then a cute little moment from Grogu, force pushing someone out. It's a very Yoda moment. Ooh, and I very much am looking forward to hearing the Mandalorian theme again. So yeah, that was my reaction to the trailer for the Mandalorian. Definitely excited. Definitely want to find out, get my team to all these little mysteries. Let me know what you think, and I will see you all for whatever I do next. I think I'm going to play a bit of Papers, Please for about 45 minutes to an hour, and then I'll go to bed. Because I sleep. Oh my god. Lily! My kitten's learnt, but if she runs into the food tray as soon as we're gonna leave, she can grab a bit of food before it shuts on her. It's annoying. Okay. Anyway, Toodle Pip.